1,000 points. Do you remember Nifty fell 1,000 points between March 12th to 18th? And since then, it has been volatile. Options is a zero-sum game, which means there are two sides to what happened with this 1,000 point fall. On one side, you have traders who lost a lot of money. And then you have this side where you made a lot of money. Now, these traders actually analyzed the options properly. Now, you don't want to be on that side. You want to be here, the profitable side. So I thought we'll make a video on how you can analyze index options and something everyone should know. So let's begin. So the first thing we'll see is open interest data. Now, open interest data shows the number of contracts on Nifty. And to analyze this, what we're going to open is this. On NSE India's website, the option chain of Nifty. Now, here's the basic assumption, right? So FIIs or professional traders, when they write a lot of calls that's above the current price, that acts as resistance. And when they write a lot of puts, that acts as support. Now, we will always assume when there was a lot of OI buildup in any particular strike price, that it is being written by FIIs. So let me show you an example, right? The first thing you can see over here is that we have Nifty's strike price, that's over here. And on the left side, you can see all the calls. And on the right side, you can see the puts. Now, all I want you to look at is the strike price that's in the center and the first column, which is the actual OI number. So here you'll notice what is the largest number start in 14,900. You'll see the largest number over here is not 16, is not 49, is not 13, is actually 49,000. So we'll assume that most of the calls are written at this number, 49,000 OI at the strike price of 14,900, which means over here, markets should face resistance. So what I'll do is I'll open Nifty. Now this is an intraday chart of Nifty. Let's see what happened. So you'll see that the markets opened here with a gap up. Markets went up and then fell down the next day. So that means this was your resistance, right? And the OI data showed us that 14,900 is resistance. The market's highest point was 14,876. So this also tells us that these support resistance numbers are areas. It's not a specific point, but it does give us an area of where supply or demand comes. And here clearly it worked. The other example is, now let's look at the put side, which means now we're looking at the support side. So here, let's look at the OI numbers for puts. So we have 12,200. Just below that, we have 1,000. And above that, we have 32,000. Now in the immediate strike price vicinity, 32,000 is the highest number. So 32,000, the strike price is 14,850, 14,800, right? That area. So let's say 14,800, which is slightly higher, 37,000 contracts, is where our support is forming. The second support is 33,900 at 14,700. So now we have two areas of support. The first immediate is 14,800 and the next is 14,700. Let's go back to our chart. And here we can see that the market fell and bounced back. So the first support was here, 14,800. Right here, market opened and then immediately fell. So that broke quite easily. And then the next support was at 14,700. Market actually went a little below that and then bounced and closed above our initial support, which was 14,800. My point's very simple. If you know where FIIs have the most activity on options, you have clear areas of support and resistance on an index. The second thing you should analyze as an option trader is change in OI. You see, the market is changing all the time. Just analyzing static OI numbers won't help. You need to see where the action is, where the writing is happening. So open the same option chain that we were looking at and look at the second column, which says change in OI. This is telling us how many new contracts are being added. So same analysis. Over here, we can see 700 contracts, 52 contracts, so on and so forth. In this example, for example, you have minus 339. So the number of contracts actually decreased. Now, what you need to look at over here is the highest number. So we're at this number right now, 14,900 strike price is where at the money is. So let's see which is the closest change in OI, which is the most significant. Clearly, I can see 9,800, 12,000 and 8,000. Clearly, 12,000 is the biggest number. We know that traders think that the market is going to be below 15,000 because that has the most net additions. Same thing for the put side. Over here, we can see change in OI. The biggest number here is clearly 16,000. And 16,000 is at 14,700 strike price, which means traders think market is going to be above 14,700. So when the market moves a lot and you are not sure where support and resistance is, you can look at OI, and change in OI to let you know what your levels are. So the third tool you have in your optional arsenal is looking at the put-call ratio. It's very simple. You look at the total OI in all the puts and the total OI in all the calls, and you'll just make a comparison. So it's very simple. Go to the option chain on NSE India like we had before and scroll to the bottom. The end tables show you the total OI inputs and the total OI in calls. All you have to do is divide the total number of puts by calls. Now, if you get a number greater than 1, that means the market is generally considered to be bullish, which means more people are writing puts, which is a bullish sign. If the number is lesser than 1, then we assume overall the market is bearish and there are more calls being written than puts. This obviously is a rule of thumb. It doesn't mean that if a PCR is greater than 1, the market will go up. It just gives you an indication. Like I said, it's part of your tools in your arsenal. So the fourth tool in your arsenal is the volatility index and when you should buy and sell options. So the volatility index basically is a measure of risk. It tells you how much risk exists in the market. So one thing I want to show you here, this is the 15th of March and this is the VIX. As you can see, the VIX was trading at a high number and stayed here for a long time. And then after that, the VIX imploded, which means it fell from this 22 number all the way to 21. This fall, as soon as VIX falls, you'll see that premiums start to erode or reduce in value. So I have another chart over here, which is the combined premium of calls and puts on Nifty of at the money. And you'll notice just as the VIX fell, so did the value of the premiums. So why is this important? It's important because as VIX falls, you should not be buying options. So if you had a system where you were buying options and the VIX is falling clearly very fast, your premiums will erode. You should rather prefer to sell at this time. Another example we have of VIX moving up. So here VIX was sideways for a long time and suddenly it went up. So what do you think was the effect on the combined premiums of Nifty? So this chart shows you just that the premiums actually went up from this 310 range all the way to 440, even more actually as a high. So at this time, when VIX is moving up, you should prefer to buy options versus to sell options. So you can use VIX to analyze whether markets or premiums in this case are cheap or expensive. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, say it in the comments below and we'll help you out if you have any questions or any suggestions. And we can always make more videos if this one was good. See you in the next video.